Have you ever asked yourself a question that makes your heart feel a little tight? Maybe something like, what if I do nothing and my life stays the same? Or what if one day I wake up and realize it is too late? If that question feels uncomfortable, that is actually a very good sign. It means you still care. It means deep down you are not ready to give up. And if you still care, you can still change. Change begins with noticing your own feelings. It begins when you stop pretending that everything is fine when it is not. Sometimes we avoid asking hard questions because the answers feel heavy, but avoiding them does not make life easier. Real courage begins with sitting with your discomfort and saying to yourself, I can face this, I can try, I can improve. Even small choices matter. Choosing to listen to this podcast today is a choice. Choosing to pay attention, to notice a new word you do not fully understand, to imagine a new idea. These small actions are powerful. They tell your brain and your heart that you are worth the effort, that you are worth showing up for. Learning English is more than just learning a language. It is learning patience. It is learning confidence. It is learning how to believe in your ability to grow. Every time you understand a simple word, every time you hear a sentence clearly, you are training your mind to move forward instead of staying stuck. Many people think they need motivation before they act. They think they need to feel ready to start learning, to start changing, to start improving. But the truth is, motivation usually comes after action, not before. Motivation is like a spark that grows into fire, but the spark only appears when you move, even just a little. When you sit down to listen today, even for a few minutes, you are creating that spark. You are telling yourself, I will not give up. I am worth the effort. Change does not start with big actions. It starts with small, daily choices. You do not have to overhaul your life in one day. You only need to choose gently, consistently, and kindly. Today you choose to listen. Today you choose to continue even when it feels difficult. Today you choose growth instead of giving up. When you learn English, at first it feels confusing. Words may not make sense. Sentences may sound strange. You may feel lost. This is normal. Life feels the same way sometimes. When you face a problem, when you try to fix something in your life, it may feel confusing at first. But step by step, little by little, things start to make sense. Words begin to sound familiar. Meanings start to connect. Slowly, you begin to understand. Many people quit too early because they want fast results. They want change to happen immediately. But real change is quiet. Real growth is slow. Real improvement happens when nobody is watching. When you practice English alone, when you repeat words in your head, when you choose to listen instead of scrolling your phone, those small moments are shaping a better version of you. Small effort done every day becomes a habit. Habits are the real tools that fix lives, not sudden motivation, not lucky opportunities, but small, consistent habits. When you build the habit of learning English, you are also building patience, focus, and self-control. These are life skills, not just language skills. Every sentence you understand is proof that your brain is learning, that your mind is training, that you are moving forward. Even if progress feels slow, even if you feel behind, remember this: you are not late. You are exactly on time for your own journey. Life is not a race against others. Life is a journey where you grow at your own pace. The fact that you are listening today means you are choosing yourself. Many people stop learning because they are afraid of making mistakes, but mistakes are part of learning. Look at children learning to speak. They make many mistakes, but nobody tells them to stop. They continue because they believe they will improve. You deserve the same kindness. Do not speak to yourself with anger or shame. Speak to yourself with patience and encouragement. Say quietly, I am learning. I am growing. I am not done yet. English fluency does not come from being perfect. Life does not improve overnight. Both come from refusing to quit, from showing up day after day, even when it is hard. Think of one small choice you can make today that shows you care about yourself. Maybe it is listening again, maybe noticing a new word, maybe imagining a better future. That small choice matters more than you know. Learning English is a mirror of life. Confusing at first, frustrating sometimes, uncomfortable often, but if you stay, if you continue, clarity comes. Words become familiar, meanings connect, and one day you realize you understand more than you did before. Life works the same way. Step by step, gently, quietly, you move forward. When you look at life, it is easy to think that change must be dramatic. You may feel that if nothing big happens immediately, then you are not improving. You may think that if progress is slow, it is not real, but real change is quiet. Real growth does not announce itself with fireworks. Real growth is a gentle, persistent rhythm that moves forward even when no one notices. It happens in the daily choices that you make, the small actions that feel almost invisible, but slowly, over time, they build something powerful and lasting. Learning English is one of the best examples of this quiet growth. When you first begin, words feel strange. Sentences feel long and confusing. You may find yourself thinking constantly in your own language and translating in your head. It feels slow and tiring. But if you continue listening, continue paying attention, continue even when you do not fully understand, your brain starts to notice patterns. Common words become familiar, sounds become recognizable, sentences begin to make sense. This is patience in action. This is learning slowly but steadily. Life works in exactly the same way. At first, every decision, every habit, every choice may require intense attention. You may feel unsure of yourself. You may wonder if it is worth it. But over time, good choices become easier. They become natural. Your mindset changes. You do not have to force yourself as much because your mind has been trained by small, consistent actions. And when this happens, you begin to experience quiet confidence. You begin to feel capable. You begin to notice that you can handle more than you thought. Many people stop too early because they do not see immediate results. They feel frustrated and think they are failing. But the truth is that what you do quietly when no one is watching is far more important than what looks impressive on the surface. When you repeat a word in your mind, when you pay attention to the meaning of a sentence, when you choose to listen instead of scrolling through social media, these moments are shaping your brain, your habits, and your future. They are small bricks, but over time, they build a strong foundation. Even mistakes are part of this process. Mistakes are not signs that you are failing. They are proof that you are trying. Every time you mispronounce a word, every time you misunderstand a sentence, you are learning. You are practicing. You are building resilience. In life, mistakes work the same way. Every time you make a wrong decision, every time you stumble, you learn something about yourself. You discover limits, possibilities, and solutions. Growth requires mistakes. Growth requires trial and error. The important thing is not to stop. The important thing is to continue gently, persistently, and with patience. Quiet consistency is more powerful than bursts of motivation. Motivation is temporary, it comes and goes. But habits repeated every day create lasting change. Learning English consistently, even for a few minutes every day, builds skills that you can see and feel. It builds listening, comprehension, and confidence. The same principle applies to life. When you consistently make small, positive choices, when you act gently and persistently toward improvement, you begin to feel the effects in your health, relationships, work, and mind. Over time, the quiet work you do starts to accumulate. One day, you notice that words you could not understand before are now clear. One day, you realize that a decision that once felt impossible is now easier. One day, you see yourself handling challenges with calm and patience instead of fear or frustration. This is the power of slow, steady growth. This is the proof that small, consistent effort matters more than dramatic gestures or instant results. It is natural to feel uncomfortable along the way. When you push yourself to listen, to speak, to face challenges, you may feel nervous, confused, or insecure. This discomfort is not a sign to stop. It is a sign that you are growing. Your brain is learning, your mind is expanding, your life is changing. Every moment of confusion, every moment of doubt is a signal that you are stretching yourself. And stretching is how growth happens. It is also important to be kind to yourself during this process. Many people are harsh with themselves. They expect perfection. They punish themselves for not learning fast enough or for making mistakes. But this is not the path to improvement. Improvement comes from gentle persistence, from self-respect, and from patience. Speak to yourself as you would to a friend. Encourage yourself quietly. Remind yourself that you are learning, that you are growing, that you are showing up every day. These small acts of self-kindness strengthen your mind and heart. Life does not improve overnight. English does not become fluent in a day. But when you continue consistently, when you show up for yourself, even when it is uncomfortable, something remarkable happens. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to feel capable. You begin to believe that change is possible. This belief is powerful because it opens doors that seemed impossible before. It gives you energy to act, courage to try new things, and hope that your future can be different from your past. Remember that growth is not a straight line. Some days will feel easier. Some days will feel heavier. Some days you may feel like nothing is happening, but this is normal. Growth is not always visible, and that is okay. What matters is that you continue. What matters is that you do not quit. Every day that you listen, that you pay attention, that you choose yourself, you are creating a stronger mind, a stronger life, and a stronger future. Learning English slowly, patiently, and consistently is a powerful metaphor for life. The words you understand, the sentences you follow, the ideas you grasp are evidence that your brain is capable, that your mind can change, that your life can improve. Every small success in learning English can remind you that you can also make progress in other areas of your life. Every moment you show up for learning, even quietly and alone, strengthens your confidence and your belief in yourself. Growth is quiet. Improvement is quiet. Confidence grows in silence. Real change happens when no one is watching, in the everyday choices, in the gentle persistence, in the repeated acts of care toward yourself. Do not rush this process. Rushing creates pressure, and pressure creates fear. Fear makes people quit. Instead, choose patience. Choose consistency. Choose the quiet, invisible work that builds the foundation for a better life. As we move forward in life, one of the most important lessons is that confidence is not loud. Confidence does not always look like boldness or bravado. True confidence is quiet. It is the calm feeling that comes from knowing you have tried, that you have shown up, that you are willing to continue even when it is uncomfortable. Confidence grows slowly, quietly, with repeated effort. Each time you listen to English, each time you understand a sentence that once seemed impossible, that confidence grows a little more. And the same is true for life. Belief works hand in hand with confidence. Many people fail to change because they do not believe it is possible. They remain stuck in the same patterns because they cannot imagine that things could be different. But belief can grow just like confidence. Each small success, each tiny step forward, builds a stronger sense of possibility. Every time you choose to listen, to pay attention, to understand something new, you are telling yourself, I can do this. I am capable. I am growing. That belief begins to shape your actions, and your actions begin to shape your life. Growth and change are never about being perfect. Life does not demand perfection, and English fluency does not demand perfection. Both require only that you continue even when it is slow, that you continue even when it is uncomfortable, that you continue even when you feel tired or unsure. Every moment you show up for yourself matters more than you know. Every moment you choose to keep going is a moment where your life is quietly improving. The daily choices you make are far more powerful than the mistakes of your past. You may have wasted time, made decisions you regret, or missed opportunities before. That is part of being human. The past cannot be changed, but the present can be shaped, and the present is built by the choices you make now. Every day you decide to listen, to learn, to improve, you are quietly correcting the past and building a better future. This is a truth that applies to both learning English and improving your life. Communication is one of the most powerful outcomes of consistent learning. As your English improves, you can express yourself more clearly. You can connect with others more effectively. You can speak with calm confidence instead of hesitation or fear. This improvement in communication changes more than language skills. It changes relationships, opportunities, self-respect, and even the way you think about yourself. Every time you understand a new word or phrase, every time you follow a sentence without translating in your head, your brain is growing. And as your brain grows, your life grows along with it. Do not let fear stop you. Many people stop learning or improving because they are afraid of mistakes, afraid of judgment, or afraid of discomfort. But discomfort is a sign of growth. Nervousness is a sign that you care. Confusion is a sign that your brain is working, that you are stretching yourself beyond old limits. Every time you feel uncertain, every time you feel challenged, it is a signal that you are moving forward. You are expanding your ability to handle life, and that is a success in itself. Patience is a secret power. It is patience that allows you to keep listening, keep learning, and keep improving without pressure or panic. It is patience that allows you to face difficulties gently instead of giving up in frustration. And it is patience that allows you to recognize progress even when it feels invisible. Life changes quietly, slowly, and steadily, just like your ability to understand English grows quietly, slowly, and steadily. Kindness toward yourself is equally important. Speak to yourself with encouragement, not with anger or shame. Treat yourself with the same gentleness you would show a friend who is learning something new. Say to yourself, I am doing my best. I am growing. I am not finished yet. These words are not empty. They are building belief, reinforcing patience, and creating a mind that knows how to continue even when it is difficult. Your story is still being written. It is not too late to improve, to learn, to change. Every small effort you make today is shaping the person you will become tomorrow. You may not notice the effects immediately, but over time, the consistent choices you make will accumulate. Slowly, quietly, you will notice a stronger mind, a calmer heart, a clearer understanding, and a life that reflects the effort you have invested in yourself. Do not wait for life to change before you choose yourself. Choose yourself now. Choose to show up even when it is hard. Choose to listen even when you feel tired. Choose to continue even when progress feels slow. Each small act of persistence, each quiet moment of attention is a proof of your commitment to growth. These choices, repeated daily, create a life of quiet strength and lasting improvement. Remember that improvement is not dramatic. It is not flashy. It is quiet, steady, and gentle. Every word you understand, every sentence you follow, every time you choose to keep going, you are creating real change. And real change is the kind that lasts. It is the kind that shapes not just your skills, but your mind, your confidence, your relationships, and your entire future. As you continue on this journey, know that you are not alone. Every person who learns, who grows, who continues despite discomfort is walking a similar path. You are part of a quiet, persistent, and powerful movement of people choosing to improve, to believe in themselves, and to never give up. So keep listening, keep learning, keep choosing yourself. Continue gently, patiently, and consistently. Allow yourself to grow at your own pace. Know that every small effort matters. Know that your story is still being written. And know that every choice you make today is a building block for the person you will become tomorrow. Thank you for spending this time with me on the Gentle English Podcast. Take care of yourself. Be gentle with your growth, and I will be here with you again in the next episode.